polls are closed in the Ohio and Indiana primary elections, the first major midterm votes of this year. Ohio's results in particular could help tip the balance of power in Congress. NBC's Vaughn Hilliard joins us now from Cincinnati, Ohio, the watch party for J.D. Vance. And Vaughn, let's start there. How is it looking and what's the mood like at the watch party?
The race has not been called here on the Republican front here, Joshua. On the Democratic side, Tim Ryan has secured the nomination. So we know at least on one half of this who is going to be in this Ohio Senate contest to replace Republican Senator Rob Portman, who is retiring. But here right now we are looking at these results coming in. J.D. Vance, the author of Hillbilly Elegy, who earned the endorsement of Donald Trump just about 3 weeks ago, right now is ahead from the early returns that are coming in so far. But Josh Mandel, as well as Matt Dolan, another contender who rose late in the polls here, are both still very much in this, and there still may be a ways to go here in the evening until we really understand who the Republican nominee is going to be.
With regard to the gubernatorial race, it looks like we can project winners in that race on the Ohio side. We are projecting that Nan Whaley, the mayor of Dayton, Ohio, will win on the Democratic side, and Mike DeWine, the incumbent governor, will prevail on the Republican side. Tell us about that race and what the impact of that might be in Ohio.
You know, I know, Joshua, we've all been focusing a great deal on the Republican primary for the U.S. Senate seat, understandably, because Trump weighed in, and of course, you know, we're always looking at the balance of power in the U.S. Senate. But this governor's race, suddenly, especially after last night's, the draft of the majority opinion of Roe v. Wade decision coming out here, these governor's races are going to be crucial. There's going to be a greater investment in them because in a place like Ohio here, Mike DeWine, the Republican incumbent, is going to be the Republican nominee again here. And just 5 days ago, the supermajority Republican legislature was debating what they're calling a trigger bill. Essentially, as soon as Roe v. Wade is officially overturned by the U.S. Supreme Court, here in the state of Ohio, abortions would be illegal, even in cases of incest or rape here. And you have a governor, and Mike DeWine here, who just in 2019 signed their version of a heartbeat bill here. And that is where you're looking at Nan Whaley, the mayor of Dayton, Ohio, who's going to somehow try to close the gap. You know, Donald Trump won it here by 8 points in 2016 and 2020. This will be a challenge. But to what extent can she galvanize voters to come out around this particular issue and perhaps give her a striking chance that if, you know, it comes down the line there to beat back some of these measures that a Republican legislature in the future would try to pass?
I know the Indiana Senate primary is a lot more straightforward, basically kind of one candidate on each side. And of course, we are projecting those candidates to win. Thomas McDermott on the Democratic side, Todd Young on the Republican side. But Vaughn, give us a little context for that race and how that factors into the midterms this year.
Yeah, this is going to be this should be an easy re-election for Todd Young here. And, you know, when you're looking at where Democrats have their focus trained, you know, there's a tough reality that they're looking at here. And that is that the contests are not expected to be easy in several states, from, you know, Arizona, where they're trying to hold on to Mark Kelly's U.S. Senate seat, out to the likes of North Carolina here, over to Georgia, where Raphael Warnock is trying to hold on to his seat. Indiana is a place where Democrats don't have their eyes trained, and they are unlikely to try to invest much money. We saw in the last go-around in 2020, great amount of money go into some of those races that, you know, a lot of Democrats said that they had no chance, like a South Carolina race when Jamie Harrison took on incumbent Lindsey Graham, and ultimately a lot of money ultimately led to a loss, which was expected despite some of those early hopes.
Again, just to summarize, we can project that Nan Whaley, mayor of Dayton, will win the Democratic primary for governor of Ohio. Mike DeWine, the incumbent Republican mayor, we expect him to win the primary there. And on the Senate side, we're projecting that Congressman Tim Ryan will prevail in the Democratic primary for Senate. The Republican race at this point is too early to call.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.